So today we are going to talk about IIM Ahmedabad, and we also have a guest here who is an alumni from IIM Ahmedabad. So before we start talking with our guest, I'll introduce to you about IIM Ahmedabad so everybody knows about it. It is a dream college, right? So the top college that you can get from CAT. All right, so it was established 58 years ago in 1961. So that is about it, and we'll be starting now. We'll be speaking to an IIM Ahmedabad alumni. So let's start. It's already late. Let's get started right away. And remaining things about IIM Ahmedabad, I'll inform you at the end of this guest lecture. Okay. So let's get started with it. Let's invite Shivam Mehrotra to speak with us. Okay. Hi, Shivam. Shivam, can you please start your video? Yeah. So we have here with us Shivam Mehrotra. Let's get started. Okay. So, Shivam, you can introduce yourself.
Mehrotra. I'm from Patna. I did my undergraduate from IIT Kharagpur, where I did a dual degree course, and then I straight away joined IIM Ahmedabad. After my MBA, I am now working in Nestle. I graduated a few months ago. Uh, I hold a deep interest in movies, football, theatre, and music.
All right. So now we'll get started. So tell us about your experience at IIM Ahmedabad.
So my time at Ahmedabad was very interesting. I was a very lazy chap coming out of IIT Kharagpur. I had a lot of crude energy in me. So I believe Ahmedabad really polished that part of me, and it introduced me to a lot of amazing people, amazing diversity of people who have worked definitely more than me as well. So it was a great learning experience, not only from these people, but also from the professors. I rediscovered my joy of learning in Ahmedabad again.
All right. So why MBA, and like why would you recommend someone for an MBA degree?
So first, the person needs to figure out, do you really want to do it, like really, and if yes, then why? I mean, you might not have 100% clarity, but do not think of it as the light at the end of the tunnel. You need to, strive for the clarity on your own. Like Sir Anil once said that the menu is not the meal. And as for the basic linear storytelling that usually goes for YMBA, it's that there's point A, you are here, and there's a past behind you. The point B is what you expect post MBA or ambition. And if you can draw a line from A to B via MBA, then that is the answer to your YMBA. That's the basic linear storytelling that people do. I've seen different formats of it, but this is the theme. Now, in this pandemic, I believe there are job cuts, but there'll be recoveries later as well. And if you are very good at what you do, then it won't matter much to you. You have less to worry about. So the whatever the replacement happens, like job vacancies that will occur. First of all, they start from bottom. It will be bottom up. So you have to be very good, not only very good at what you do, but try and pick up skills that are less and less replaceable by humans and by machines.
Right. All right. So how much time? Like, what about your MBA preparation for CAT preparation? What about that phase of your life?
So you're asking about time. So I'm not a big advocate of the amount of time to stick to because that's very subjective.
No,
So
not that. Like about your phase of CAT preparation. How did it go for you, and what would you recommend others?
I would recommend to first of all start at least 4-5 months in advance minimum, and first of all given as much time as possible as you can with necessary breaks and balancing with other things that you have. Some people might have a job. I had my toughest academic semester and my placement preparation parallelly. So start with as much time as you can give, and then adjust it according to your needs. So when you keep giving mocks, you will realize how far ahead you are getting each step. So that's how you adjust.
All right. Okay, no, what about your preparation thing? Like, how did you go ahead with it? How did you make it to IIM Ahmedabad?
So that's what I did. That's what I did, as I mentioned. So it was my placement semester, and it was very tough for me. And thing is that I had a lot of inertia in me to suddenly start doing so many things at once. So getting over that inertia was the toughest challenge. And once that happens, I really like solving puzzles and all. So it just went on autopilot, and then your ambition sort of drives you. And actually, it was a very tough case for me. We had our CAT happened between our end semester weekend. Like the end semester schedule over 2 weeks. So and I had a interview in Calcutta on Saturday also. CAT was on Sunday. So that was a lot of people left CAT in my batch. So despite that, I gave it. You should always take the CAT. Don't leave it if you've registered for it. A lot of people did that mistake, and it just happened.
So basically, you're trying to say कि अगर if you like just want it, it can happen. So first you have to want it like 100% चाहना होगा.
Of course.
So that's the
Of
thing.
course.
Yeah, a lot of people miss
And
out
I-
on that. They don't work on the mental preparation and just focus
Yeah,
on ये section वो section इतना question करना है ये करना है. They don't like they miss out on this part.
Yeah.
That is what I feel. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So what was your strongest and weakest links, like sections wise or topic wise, anything like that? Like how did you start from the first mock, things like that? How did it go for you? What was the score? And then how gradually you changed it?
So it's a big cliche, but being from an IIT, the strongest part was the quant, and the weakest was specifically my RC section in VRC. So since the beginning, I have always loved solving puzzles, and I hated reading since forever.
Okay.
I am a big time movie buff, so I just hate that sort of textual medium of communication. So that really helped me, solving different puzzle books and all in my life, and having a bent towards that, an endeavor for which I give credit to my mother and my teachers, and just having that knack and building on it is the key.
All right. What about your first mock?
My first mock, I think I scored around 60. It was horrible. I thought this is not for me. I'm not getting into any IIM. I was like, let me focus on placement prep. Let's forget all of this, and then it gradually improved.
So this was how many months before CAT?
I started 5 months before CAT.
All right.
Like the semester I did. Yeah.
Okay. So what did you include to heighten up your profile? What all things?
If you can elaborate on like what exactly pre-IIM A during internship.
Like there are a lot of students, they like keep asking ki, what if there is a gap, like, or what you can do to like for the interview preparation of like after you clear CAT. So how can you like add on a few things there? How can you improve that part? So if you have any insights.
So for that you need to understand the kind of person the interviewer is looking to hire. So that is usually divided into a few parts, and it's different for people who have work ex and people who don't have work ex. I'll give you my example. So I don't have any work ex. I'm a fresher. So my profile, what probably they liked was the diversity it had. I had a diverse set of internships from different consulting firms to a bank and a startup, and one internship abroad as well. That, and then I had a series of creative endeavors where I had won a lot of medals. So I think they probably like that diversity, and we spoke on it a lot during my interview as well.
Right. Okay. So, okay, motivated part is already done because you were determined. So that was your motivation most probably, right? That was your motivation. Yeah. All right. So what else? Like how much important was the interview prep for you?
Interview prep is actually it's very important. It was my favorite part actually of the entire preparation. So the thing is that you get a call like 1 month before your actual interview date, and you're called into a fancy hotel and all. So in that 1 month, I just sort of freestyled while exploring things I like. So every part of my CV, I just read more and more about it, and that preparation really worked for me because they asked this question from anything, like your place of birth, draw a map of that. Some people have asked that question also, and any part of your CV, your work ex, your extracurriculars, your interests, your internships that you have done, and if you don't have work ex, your degree, what you have studied. So what they're looking for is a person who is who can not only speak up well, like he's like presentable, he or she is presentable, and can structure arguments very well. So they kept grilling me on simple stuff and asked me to reframe, restructure my arguments. So a knack for elocuting and improvising really helped me during my interviews.
All right. So, okay, we have some questions from the viewers. What
Yep.
about GDPI? Okay, this is done already. So like, should they worry about GDPI right now? Like, no, right? Once, like, after this code, they should work on it. Or, abhi say, like, some people are what to do, how to prepare for GDPI. Like, I don't get that. So, what do you have to say about that?
Again, if let's say if the person does not, if the person has a huge gap in their sort of personality, like where they are and what an IIM interview would require, then certainly they should start working on it as soon as possible. I've seen a lot of people who are extremely introverted. They couldn't actually express themselves properly, and I've seen them, being developed into people that are sort of very flamboyant and all. So it really depends on the person. But ideally, on an average, I would say no. Don't start before your score comes.
All right. Mihir here have asked a question. How do you find yourself after the MBA as compared to your earlier version?
Yeah, so I think that sort of crude engineering energy has gotten channelized and polished very much. And apart from that, I have learned a lot about the world. So I certainly believe I'm more street smart right now, and I know more about ways of the world. And apart from that, I believe I know a lot of cool people as well now. I mean, I met a lot of different. You meet a lot of amazing people in engineering as well, but meeting a lot of people in an IIM is a different ball game. They can be from any discipline, any work, and that's an amazing feeling to have.
All right. What is this? Campus experience and tag which you carry.
Tag.
Yeah, even I didn't get that. All right. Um, and those who have no work ex, will they get IIM? So those things I
Of
don't.
course,
Yeah.
there's a huge percentage of people who get in if they don't have any work.
So you were a fresher when you joined, right?
Yes, of course.
So like there were like all variety of people who had like how up to how many years of work ex, if you can share that.
There were people with I think the average work ex would be around 3 years, 2.5, 3 years, 2.5 or 3 years, but the maximum would be around 7, 8, 9. It can be
All
anything.
right.
Actually, if you look at foreign MBAs, then that is actually the norm. Having a very high work
Yeah.
experience.
Right. Okay, so this would not affect whether you are a fresher or you have how much ever work experience. It entirely depends on your percentile and then how your interview and stuff goes, right? It depends on the
Yes,
individual
yes, of course.
ultimately, right?
Yes,
Okay,
of
so
course.
there's another one more question. Like, were there technical questions in the interview since you were from an engineering background?
Yes, of course. So as I mentioned, apart from my creative endeavors, I was also quizzed about this, as you're saying, my technical questions about my field. They are IIM professors, and they're like gods. They know a lot of things about lots of fields. So they asked me the same question from different angles, and I had to like structure my answer very well and explain it to them very lucidly without getting irritated while they are grilling me, or they're not liking what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
So that part I would like to put out very clearly.
All right. Do you, like, I think your academics would be really good.
Yeah, I would say that I had a good academic streak.
Yeah, but what? Like,
yeah,
do you
there
have
are
anything
people who
about the
had,
students? Who are not like, who does not have a good academic score, and they are like too much worried about that. That how that score will be affecting their thing. They're too much worried about that. So if you can throw some light.
I mean, the thing is that I had people who have an academic score that is better than me, but the thing is that at different places, and I had an academic score better in some places.
Mm-hmm.
So those people shouldn't lose heart, but at the same time be realistically aware of the situation.
Like
there are people who have gotten in with very low scores as well, but that case is a statistical anomaly, I would say.
All right. Okay, I think that's it. How to increase vocabulary? So you can't. You told. So yeah, you told that you were like bad at reading. You didn't had interest in that. So how did you cope up with that? Your VARC section. A lot of them are asking doubts regarding the same.
So VARC section, I would say that I'll tell you, nobody hates reading more than me. Like before pre-IIM. So what I did was I really love football. So I started reading football articles. So start with your interest. Start with what your interests are, and you'll practice. Wali baat hai. You'll start reading more and more every day. You'll enjoy it.
So this remaining time, 4 months, is enough, right? Like anybody can master that and then get a good score in this remaining.
I wouldn't generalize it like that. Again, as I said,
like if someone wants that to happen, they can. Right, that's what.
Oh yes, yeah. If you want, then it's enough.
Yeah. So they ask questions like, "Is it possible?" So it is possible if you want it to happen.
Of course, it's possible if you want it to happen.
Okay. Okay. Diversification in academics. What is that? Okay. Sumit, have a question. You just mentioned a gap between the personality you have and the one that IIM needs. So what kind of personality they actually need?
So as I said, when I talked about the psychology of the interviewer, I mentioned that there are different types of people they need. So what IIM needs across the segments, I'll tell you what the common thing is. What the common thing is that you're a very dedicated person, that you're really deep into what you do. So one common theme I saw when I spoke to people about their interview was that they had established at one point that they knew more than the interviewer about the stuff that they had mentioned on the CV, and that is pretty much a good ask of the person, that what you're doing, you should know more about it than a generalist person. That is one. Second, you should know how to structure your arguments very well. And third, you should be a presentable person, not only in terms of like how you come across, but your the words that you use as well.
Okay. So Gandhita says you are looking like Arjun Kapoor from 2 states.
That's not the first time I've got that compliment. Thank you, Sugandhita.
Okay, plus you are from IIM Ahmedabad. So they are trying to link that up. Okay.
Thank you. Very kind of you.
Okay, just one last question. What do you do when you generally feel discouraged or about to give up? Like during your preparation, have you ever felt that? If you did, then what did you do to overcome that?
Of course, as I said, I had three. Certainly, I had three huge tasks in front of me. So what I do is, I think, so I'm a Manchester United fan. I think at that time we had Zlatan Ibrahimovic in our team. So I used to see a lot of his interviews. A very, very confident guy. So I used to do that. I used to watch a few, sort of inspirational movies, listen to some songs. And ultimately, wherever you try, you're going to find the inspiration within yourself. So that sort of thought is good to proceed in that moment.
Okay, so we'll end this session. Just just one last question. How was your life at Ahmedabad in terms of like, not in terms of study and anything, like how was it? How was your experience? Like, did you enjoy? That is the question actually.
Guys, two states is a fiction. Let's start with that. So, two states is a fiction. I hope you're not starting your prep with that. So, there's a lot of academics. Obviously, A and IIM stands for academics. But apart from that, we had a fair bit of fun. I kept doing plays while I was at Ahmedabad. I had a lot of fun in that. Then there are lots of activities that the college organizes, lots of clubs that you can be a part of, and in general, it's a very sort of like a happening campus. So that way, it's a amazing place, amazing 2 years.
Okay, so last message for the aspirants who are preparing now.
Well, enjoy and explore your MBA journey, like right from your CAT to post MBA, and make sure your efforts are genuine so that you don't lie to yourself. And as again, I would again like to quote Alan Watts, like plan well, but surrender yourself to what you're doing in the moment.
Okay, chalo. That's it for today then. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your insights. It was a really good session.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, same here.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so guys, how was it? Did you get the answer to your questions? See, Ashwin, please watch it from the start. I think I have covered almost all the questions that were asked from your side, about the academics, about the work experience and everything. Okay, I have tried to cover most of it, and it was just like, I think it was too much, Okay, still I think, okay, it's fine. I hope you have got your answers. All right. What next? Just wait for 2 minutes. So we were talking about IIM Ahmedabad. So as we know, this is the like topmost college you can aim for, and you need to like do your best to get here. And once you get here, you'll know how life there is. Okay? So aim for nothing less. If we aim for the moon, we'll at least get the stars. Okay, so do that, and that's it. Then we can end this session. If you don't have any other doubts, kuch aur doubts hai? No? Okay, then let's meet at the 7 p.m. class. We are having a DI workshop today on Unacademy, where I'll be covering the entire DI syllabus in a 3 days workshop. Okay, it starts from 7 p.m. today. So I'll see you there, 7 p.m. You can find my profile on Unacademy, Riya Agarwal, and there you'll find the session. All right, see you at 7. Is IIM Ahmedabad overrated? No, I don't think I'm the right person to answer that. But if it is at the top of the list, it is there for some reason. Okay? All right. Thank you. See you in the next class.